Okay, hello and welcome everyone to the Season 15 Discord League round of 32 between, let's see so I get the names right. We have Velietha and Jeremey about to face off. Crane versus Crane, Cute and Kakita versus Cute and Kakita. One list is a very spicy support of the Unicorn list that does a bit of hand control in here, and the other is I imagine, somewhat standard Seeker of Void with the Dragon Splash Duelist list. It's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to come down to a lot of who gets Uji on the board first and gets the Voice of Honors online. Right, let me just... put it up. Alright, so from Velietha's side we see instantly bought Toshimoko with 3 fate, all fate spent, and the response from Jeremey or Doji Mizumi, as I guess the name is on Jigoku, just passes for a fate. Let's see if we can make this slightly bigger without breaking stuff. Yes, this seems to be perfect. Both players, of course, bid 5, as one would perhaps expect. And we do see a gossip played in the conflict-faced first action. So no political rivals can be played by Jeremey or Doji Mizumi. Gossip is such a good card. It's such a really, really good card. Alright, so a couple of things happens really fast here. We do see that first conflict gets passed, second conflict gets passed, and third conflict gets passed, and fourth conflict gets passed. So it does end with Jeremey having the Imperial favor. Interesting. I don't necessarily know why you would gossip here if you're not even going to try and attack. Oh, and we see a double flip of Uji with 15 fate from Mizumi. Wow. Wild Palace. Oh, 4 fate Dadoji Uji. And now I'm really tempted to just quickly have a look if there's any... Let's see. Does he play a single noble sacrifice? Ooh, this is going to be a rough patch here from Velietha. This Uji is going to be big and stumpy, and he's wasted his one gossip, so he can't gossip Way of the Crane anymore. So there's the Way of the Crane. There's Uji Honored. This means this Kakita casing is now super cheap to buy if he so wishes to do. And in response, we see a Kakita Blade go down on Toshimoko. I'm gonna move this over here. And Kakita Blade instantly gets let go. And then we get see an above question gets put down. And the response is a fine katana. The actions are coming fast and furious here. So now it basically comes down to who manages to avoid hitting both Shameful and... to a larger extent also who manages to avoid to hit Magistrate Station, because Magistrate Station is going to be huge here, absolutely massive. And if you're going to hit Magistrate Station, you desperately need to just break it. You just need to absolutely break. Ooh. And Midnight Revels strikes down Daidoji Uji, instantly bowed. Oh, this is the Crane row is actually pretty rough right now. Even with support of the Unicorn, it's really rough. I do not completely agree with defending with Toshimoku here. Do you even care that Midnight Revels gets broken? I don't think so. I would perhaps try and find... Okay, of course, if you do attack with Toshimoku and you do run into Majesty Station, then of course Majesty Station can ready Uji before it gets broken. Yeah, and then you end up in a very bad situation anyway. Oh, and this is interesting. So, above question and favorable mount now on Toshimoku, and then of course Gaijin Custom gets played, and because both have a 100 character, there's no Voice of Honor online. Favorite mount is also just a really good card to put on Toshimoku, because that means Toshimoku can attack and then move inbound to prevent the conflict on his own. And now it all comes down to, does he have the unfortunate event of finding Majesty Station here or not? And we do actually see that Velietha has passed their conflict opportunity, and in response to this, Jeremey puts down a political rival, converts Toshimoku, and goes for Midnight Revels. The problem here is Favored Mount can just easily move him in if he so wishes to use it, and he does. So currently it's Attacker 3 to Defender 5. On the other hand, this also means that there is going to be no attack from Velietha this turn, which could end up in a situation where, I mean, he has to attack at some point, otherwise this Uji is just going to super outvalue him in the long term. Also, I've had computer issues for quite a while, so if there's any sort of like streaming issues, people in the chat just let me know and I'll see if I can fix it. This is sort of like a test stream again. I had a network card failure a while ago. And that's it. Nothing broken. Favor stays on the same side. Imperial Pala gets tossed from Jeremey, which is very interesting. I guess he feels that he's in a position where he doesn't really need to have the favor. I don't think any of the players run censure or the character that honors when you have favor, so it isn't too strange to get rid of it at this point. And we do see from Velietha, we see the Mystic Bot, and is that Yuri or Yuri? Yuri. And this time we see a 2-1 bid, which is interesting. I must have missed last turn. Last turn cannot have been a 5-5 bid. No, last turn was a 5-1 bid. Okay, so it looks like it's Velietha's game plan to try and draw down the hand sizes due to him having spyglasses and Jeremey don't. So for people that are just joining in, Doji Misumi is also called Jeremey in the league sheet, so that's why I'm going to use those two names interchangeably. Alright, and here we do see a poke from the Mia Mystic, and it does find Shameful Display. That's not the worst thing to find with a poke like this. The worst thing to find would have been finding Majesty Station with a small poke, because at least now you know where Shameful Display is. So this means that you can, in any sort of situation, if you're gonna poke up a new province, you can go in with, so to say, full force and try to, if you find Majesty Station, you just try and break it right there and then, and don't have it be a problem. Otherwise, going in with full force into something like Shameful could be extremely painful for Crane versus Crane. Essentially, you give the opponent the opportunity to have Voice of Honor online for free. And we do see Uji buying Doji Challenger with a discount, and then the first action from Velietha is to sacrifice the poor Mia Mystic to get rid of a katana from Uji, and then a favorable ground gets tossed from Shameful Display to move the challenger out. The thing is, even if Velietha plays like another character here to try and break Shameful Display, there's plenty of money left in Doji Misumi or Jeremy's bank to just either buy a conflict character from hand or Kakita Kaisen and just still really defend the province without much issue. Oh, and here we do see Dadoji Uji walking straight into Shameful Display. And it's a military Earth conflict. I wonder here if you did actually try and defend with Kakita Yuri as well. Because if you win the duel, but yeah, you'd use the Shameful Display, right? And then Uji is 2 political and Yuri is 5 political, and then you challenge him to a duel, and if you win the duel, he can't do a political conflict this turn, which is pretty nice. Oh, of course, then you have the problem of Shameful Display actually breaking, because it's still a military conflict. Ignore me. So you defend with both. Oh wow, we do see a Banzai and we see a cancel come out on the Banzai. He really doesn't want to lose this conflict. I guess it's due to the Earthring actually hurting Velietha here a lot, because he's low on hand size compared to Misumi or Jeremey. I imagine we are going to see Yuri duel here. Alright, so here you have an interesting conundrum, right? You don't actually get to, if you choose to use the duel here from Yuri, you basically give a box activation to Jeremey. And in response to this, we see Gossip gets played as well. We see Gossip gets played and names Gaijin Customs. So there will be no readying for Velietha here this turn via Gaijin Customs. Okay. So, this is an interesting turn event. So, Kakita Dojo gets juiced. So, he wants to blank Uji and bow him. And then, of course, the box honors his Uji. So, he's now 4-5. But we can have a duel between Yuri and Uji here. And if Yuri wins this, he cannot do a political conflict. And if Yuri loses this, I don't think he cares that he can't do a political conflict, because I don't think he have enough resources to do a political conflict this turn. He also got to draw a card from Proving Grounds. And he gets to draw another card from Proving Grounds if he wins this duel. So this will force Misumi or Jeremey, whichever you prefer, to either bid higher and get Rain on Honor, or I guess, alright, so the bids 1-1 and Yuri won. So he didn't want to spend any honor here just to deny the drawing of a card and to deny a conflict, because the denying of the conflict is not going to be relevant. Because there's not going to be a conflict from Velietha. I'm getting a strong sense of feeling that this is like pretty much a pure hand destruction type of honor win dishonor type deck that Velietha is playing. He's basically attacked once this entire game. And here we see here's something that's going to be extremely relevant, right? Political rival has a dash in military. This means that Toshimoko can't actually duel him, even though he is in the conflict and everything else seems to be perfectly fine. He basically needs to force another character to be in this conflict, and he can't do it. So Toshimoko can't duel the political rival. So the political rival does break Midnight Revels, and that means he gets to trigger the Void Ring, and he gets to make sure that Toshimoko gets discarded. Which means, in this situation, I'd pretty much firmly put Jeremey ahead with his board he has right now. Oh wow, that's actually a bit of an awkward flop with Mystics. Actually no, because Uchi can just buy them for 1, and then you have basically Let Go that costs 1 and is also a body. It's not too bad, actually. And of course, since he has Uji online still, he just passes first. He can buy whatever he wants, whenever he wants, for less money. And the response is a Doji Challenger with a 5 Fate. And both players are bidding 1 now. And due to the dojos and other tricks from Velietha, he's starting to even out on hand size here, which is really good for him. But here we're going to see very cheap Let Goes go down. I think the first thing that's going to go is the Spyglass. Yep. And maybe he even gets rid of the Finger of Jade, who knows. He has the opportunity to do so. Right, so Uji attacks with the Challenger. I think he's going to try and find Majesty's Station and just absolutely power through it. So he goes for the Air Ring that has 3 Fate on it. I guess... Oh, so he does find Majesty's Station. So he just wants the 3 Fate because he can use it to buy stuff. And also because he kind of wants to put his own honor up just a little bit to feel a little bit more safe, I guess. Or drain some honor from the opponent. He don't want him to see him honor out. He's actually gone up to 15 honor here, Velietha, which is nothing to, you know, sniff at. It's a decent chunk of honor. And Majesty's Station is found. Let's see what type of defense is mounted here. So the problem here is that Jeremey can actually put in an extra, well, 6-7 force into this conflict for basically very little investment. Since he has almost 20 Fate, he can just buy, alright, Doji Challenger, 4 Fate, Casing, 4 Fate, and he still have a lot of money to spare. I think we're going to see this Majesty Station broken. I don't think there's anything we can see that is going to stop this. So instead, I think what we're going to have here is a attempt from Velietha to just deny the political conflict this turn to try and stem the hemorrhage. Not to bleed away more conflicts that results into breaks for Jeremey. He wants to try and... So Velietha wants to just try and stall out this game as long as possible so he can either reach the honor win or cause the dishonor loss from his opponent. But we are going to see, in all likelihood, Majesty Station breaking here. And that's a rough blow in Crane Mirror. Majesty Station is such a good province. It's such an incredibly good province for Crane. Alright, and now it's purely up to Velietha to do something, but he passes and the conflict is lost. Majesty Station is broken. And we do see Jeremey stealing an honor from Velietha, so he is more concerned about Velietha honoring out than he is about himself getting dishonored out, which makes sense, to be honest. And this actually forces Velietha to go on offense here. If he were to hit Majesty Station now, I'd hazard to say that this probably is over. Oh, he hits Vassal Fields instead. Sure, that hurts, but it's nowhere near as bad as it could have been. So we have Challenger versus Challenger. And this is a military conflict, so we cannot actually pull in the political rival. I wonder if we're going to see a push here from Velietha to try and make something happen. As in, actually trying to force at least a win on this conflict. Alright, so he uses the dojo to duel here. Just to, if he wins, he'll get... Oh. Okay. Okay, stuff happened. So, he did challenge the challenger on a duel. He bid 3, so he gave away 2 honor. And then he used his Kyuden Kakita to honor his challenger. Now he can do a second duel with the dojo. To get to blank this second dojo challenger if he so wishes. And that would mean that he forces Jeremey to buy something else here to keep Vassal Fields from breaking. It's not too bad a tactic because he's already won 1 duel by Yuri. I apologize for all the crab players that may be in the chat. It's of course Yuri, not Yuri. Yuri is a bad man, an evil man. Awful experiments. This is a very different kind of character. Alright, so this time... Alright, so... Oh. A lot of things happening. So, we see a Gunby gets used to do a conflict. Both players bid 1. And this time the Distinguished Dojo gets sacrificed, so 3 honor up to Velietha. The response to this is casing getting bought. I imagine we're probably going to see the Kakita Dojo bow out the challenger here, or at least attempt to. No, we're challenging Kakita casing. And it's a 1-to-1 bid, so Kakita casing gets bowed, and currently we are attack area 7-to-6. And we do see a Mystic get bought and then get rid of the Gunby. Now it's 5-to-6. The defender is winning. I'm going to just make the playing field a little bit smaller so we can see everything that's going on. There's a lot of characters in play right now. That's a lot of duels to keep track on here. Duels left and right, but currently the defender is winning. And there's basically been very little card investment from any player here. Oh! We see a... Let's see, where is the... When did the duelist training go down? I don't know. There's a lot of things that got played there. So at some point a duelist training got played, which means that I think there's one bow still alive. And we do see a policy debate go down to duel Keisin, and he gets to see the hand. So Ancient Master, Assassination, Court Games, Fumiki, policy debate, and political rival. So he gets rid of political rival. And that's it. And there should not be an opportunity for Jeremey here to do a political duel, because as far as I know, Yuri won against Uji. Did that not happen? Am I missing something? I must have missed something. Right. If someone can explain to me what happened there, because I definitely missed something. Oh. Oh! I haven't read the card, because I'm bad. Obviously, Yuri stops military conflicts from happening. Military conflicts from being declared, and of course the first conflict was a military conflict by the Uji, so that duel did nothing except feed honor into Velietha's dojo. Alright, now I understand what's going on. So, my apologies. Yuri's of course stops military conflicts from happening, not political conflicts. Which makes more sense when you think about it. I was just looking too much that the duel is political, but what it actually stops is military conflicts. Okay, so we do have a very strong board here from Jeremey. And we do see a pretty weak board here from Velietha. We do see Jeremey be on the stronghold of Velietha. But we also see 17 honor. It was 19 honor for Velietha, so he wasn't too far away from actually being able to honor out. But he really needed to have one more turn to turtle. I don't think it's going to be possible now. It's going to be tough. Alright, so he's basically looking to draw a big challenger into this conflict. A big challenger. He basically wants to use the challenger to draw in some big character on the on Jeremy's side, like an Uji. So Uji cannot just slam into the stronghold on Velietha's side, right? Honestly, I don't even know why you would defend here with Keisin. I would probably just hold everything back and then go for all-out push on the stronghold, I guess. Because here we see the challenger move in Uji. Unless you have a way to ready up Uji, maybe just do a political conflict, win it, and water ring Uji for the last conflict. That's not too bad. But basically, what all Velietha wants here is to just draw out his game for as many more turns as he possibly can. And here we see Jeremey challenge Jeremey to a duel. No, Jeremey uses Keisin to challenge Velietha's Keisin to duel. So both characters are now honored due to strongholds. Right? So in this situation, Challenger's effect has already been used. I perhaps would have used Keisin to duel the enemy's Uji to just get him pulled back. Yeah. Why wasn't that done? So Uji is bigger, right? So you challenge him. Oh, right. Wait, he gets to choose. Right, so it wouldn't matter. It would just have been another Kaizen versus Kaizen duel. And then it would have been a draw again. Okay, so here we see Challenger and Challenger attack into entrenched position. And it is a political conflict with 8 skill. And it is entrenched. And here we're going to use Challenger to, I guess, duel the Challenger that is not honored. Yep. And that's a win, and now it's tied. Earthring is still going to go down. Oh, we see a Whisperer bought for nothing. Thanks to Uji. So currently still winning this political conflict. Velietha passes. Are we just going to see Uji buy a bunch of dudes and... Yeah, I guess so. Buy a bunch of dudes and win through bought strength. I know we have a court games in Jeremy's hand as well, so that's an extra 2 skill for this Yuri, which is going to be very useful. There needs to be something powerful in Velietha's hand here. Alright, so we did see Alright, so Kakita Dojo is used to bow the Whisperer, and the Duelist training was used to bow the Challenger. And we see a Wave the Crane go down, honoring Yuri. So he needs 1 more to break. I guess you just buy Toshimoko and then play court games and honor Toshimoko, maybe? I mean, the opponent has 5 cards and 3 fate. How much can he realistically do to stop you at this point? You know what? If Velietha had found his Iatsu Masters, the attachments, this would have been a very much more interesting turn of events, because he has done a lot of duels, and just draining a bunch of more honor would have been extremely good for him. I think he would have managed to honor out if that was the case. Oh, I mean, see, Velietha used a gunby, so he does have 1 gunby to do some stuff with. And... oh, Jeremey bids 5. He really wanted that gunby. Wow. That's huge. So it's 21 to 5 honor now. Ooh. And here's just... what? And we see challenge on the fields get played. Oh my, he's trying to send home Yuri. Oh wow. And he does spend a bunch of honor to send him home. Oh. Well, that's really interesting. So currently he's not breaking again. Oh. This is insane, the duels. There's so many duels going on. It's hard to keep track of which character is doing which duel with what holding or what attachment or whatever. It's insane. Crane mirrors are insane. But in the end, Uji buys in a Toshimoko, and the court games we knew was in his hand, honors the Toshimoko, and that is game. And as I suspected, Uji did stuff. Uji did a bunch of stuff. Whew. That is a rough game. I'm just gonna have... surely he must play Iatsu Masters. Yeah, 2 of them. Let's see, Iatsu, how does it spell it? Iaiutsu. Yeah. Yeah, so basically Velietha, once Uji saw the board, his basically only out was to draw. Wow. That is crazy. It was super hard to keep track of what was going on. There's jewels flying left and right, stuff happening all the time. It's actually pretty interesting. So definitely Valietha's deck was trying to honor out just by dueling a bunch of stuff. So congratulations to Jeremey, or Doji Mizumi as he is called on Jigoku. That was a very interesting game. It could definitely have been even more interesting had the more honor gaining cards landed earlier for Velietha. Oof. Dual Crane is crazy. Mirror Dual Crane is crazy. That was a really cool game. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. And this was the Discord League Season 15 round of 32 Crane mirror match between Jeremey and Velietha. I'll see you next time.